Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today, I'm here to talk about the brand new DayZ teaser, the DayZ released as of today, showing off a brand new map that is set in the desert that you've probably seen at the start of the video. So, why are we getting a new map so soon? What do I want to see in this map? My speculation, what would be cool to see added to the map? And also, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think about it? You should leave a comment and tell me your thoughts. What do you think? What do you think is getting teased? Maybe we're getting a new map. What do you want in it? Who knows? I want to talk about it all today. So, let's get started. Why are we getting a new map so soon after Sakau? Well. I think everyone's thoughts is most likely because DayZ Sakau Frostline failed as a DLC. At least on PC, however, because I think since the start of Sakau, since it's been teased, it's most likely been feeling like a console map, mostly because PC, we've got tons of maps, there's tons of maps out there, all that stuff, but for console, they really didn't have much. They had Livonia and Chernarus, and that was about it. And now Livonia is now free to play on, normal DayZ. You can just download that in time. They had no more income to make, any more other DLC. So that's how we have Sakau, which was the next DLC that was paid for. And that's how they made the money after that. And most likely, there'd probably a lot more sales from the console releases compared to the Steam release. So, that's most likely the reason why we are getting a new map, is because Frostline just failed as a map in terms of, longevity. I think the mission, the endgame mission with the bunker was very simple and not really too interesting compared to what, let's say, Livonia was, where you had the bunker, you had the water puzzle and all that stuff. That was super fun. I think people really enjoyed that. And that's what kept Livonia alive for so long. They had that mission that they eventually did add after it was announced, and that was fun. But Sakau's mission was a bit, you had to team up with somebody, and then you had to go to the bunker, and then open the door for them to go into the bunker. It was very, you need two people. You need a friend, obviously. But DayZ is most likely, most of the time, you'll probably be by yourself, or you'll be, you can be lone wolfing, you can be with somebody. It's up to you. It's all about you and DayZ. But for me, personally, I do it as a solo, and I found the mission a bit, it was a bit mid, out of all the missions that I've done on DayZ, I think the Sakau mission was very simple. You only need a spark plug, or a glow plug, let's say, to open the doors, and then you need another friend to open the doors from the bunker outside, and then that's how you'd get all the cool loot, like NVGs, AKMs with drum mags, and so on inside the bunker, which was cool, and obviously that could change over servers, you can get pretty cool stuff. However, in main game, it was very bland in terms of what loot you'd get. So, most likely, it was because of that. The end game was kind of a bit mixy-mashy of just very simple, and you had to team up with people to do it. Which most likely at the time, you could do it solo if you really wanted to. It would just make life a little bit more difficult. But anyway, that's just my thought on that. Maybe some people disagree with that. Maybe you have your own reasons why you hate it. If you do, leave a comment down below. Now, why do we have a desert map? Well, I think we're getting a desert map because I think it's a good contrast between a cold map. We had a cold map, we have a hot map now, and I think it's most likely because it's getting to summer now, we're getting into that summer heat kind of vibe, at least in the UK, where it's a lot more sunny. You don't want to be on a snowy map in the middle of summer. You want to be somewhere sunny out there. So you'd probably want to be on a sunny map, like a desert map. That'd be pretty cool. Obviously, I don't know if it's going to release this year. It could release next year. Who knows? Only time will find out. So, next, I want to talk about what I want to see. What I want to see in the map. So, first of all, I think my two biggest gripes that I think really, really need to be added to this map is, first of all, and everyone's going to probably agree with me here, is the zombie AI fix. Ever since Sakal came out, they delayed the zombie AI fix for so long. For some reason, it was probably because Sakal was a new project for them. It was so big, it was so different. So that's most likely one thing that I really want to see added to at least this, and just DayZ in general. This would be a good start for them to have a try on having a go on the zombie AI system to make it run a lot more better, because nowadays zombies can just, they lock onto one player and they lock onto another one, and they lock onto another one, then so on, so on, so on. It gets very annoying after a while, and they've just become stupid. So basically, you can just stand on a car, punch a zombie, and then they're basically dead. Unless you're on like a very hardcore mod server, like plays intense, at least on PC. But on console, you can essentially just survive by just going on a car, beating a zombie, and then you're pretty much good to go. Or you get killed by it. But if you do that, you have a skill issue. That's probably my first thing. My second thing, though, is bunkers. I'm really hoping that they add a better bunker onto a desert map, and it would be really cool to see a much bigger bunker introduced onto a desert map, just as it's a lot more space, hopefully, to do that kind of project and, have it so there's a lot of area, a lot of combat places that we can go peek around the corner, so you can just sit in there and, tunnel peek somebody if they're coming out. Like, a lot more big for tunnel. And this is actually going on to another subject. So yeah, that's like bunker. I want a bigger bunker. It would be very fun. I think that would be very fun for PvP. The next thing is don't make the map entirely deserty. I think that's the thing that I'm very worried about. I think everyone's going to be looking at this map is going to be very plain because of how deserty it is. Deserts, they have nothing out there. There's nothing out there. But in terms of DayZ, I'm really hoping it's going to be something along the lines of, there's a lot of POIs, there's a lot of desert open area, but there always must be at least a POI area that you could possibly see and then you can travel to with maybe a long bit in between. But I don't want like one area where there's just nothing. You don't see anything, or like multiple areas where you just do not see anything from miles away. I feel like that's a bit of a lazy thing to do, to just release a map and then put nothing on it. That wouldn't be great. Hopefully, that will be a thing, that there will be a lot of POIs. And again, this moves on to another thing. I think wells should be very limited on the desert map. That's personally my opinion. It'd be very cool to have survival where the wells are not entirely important, but you can do it by some other way, like getting an apple that would give you more, or getting a cactus if they added cactuses into the desert, getting water from them that they would give you a certain amount. That would be pretty cool. Would be a nice feature to add to it. It's its own unique way to get water instead of different wells or different areas to go to. You have to think of a different way to try and get water. Another thing I would like to see added also is a new temperature system. So if you overheat, you start dying. You obviously, that's a thing in DayZ already, but like you get effects. So like double vision if you get too hot. So you can just start losing health, and then your health would start going down. Start becoming a lot more slow. You'd lose stamina. That would be a cool thing to have if you get too hot. So you'd always have to stay cool. And to go with this, it would be cool if they added ice packs. So it could be the opposite of a heat pack. You can have the ice packs that can keep you cold. If you're burning up too much, it would be very handy to have an ice pack inside your inventory, just in case you're getting too cold. You can whip that out, save yourself from dehydration, maybe also the heat, obviously. But I want to hear your thoughts on why what should be added? What should be added to DayZ? What should be added to this map that will be coming out who knows when? This year, next year? Only more information will come out, and I'll be sure to let you guys know what else there will be, because I'm really interested about the story and seeing what will happen. But apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you everyone for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. Again, leave your thoughts in the comments below, what you want to see and what you want to see added. Speculate on why we're getting this map. Who knows? And I will catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye for now.